Dolovina guia dolosana angito talita kini ana warong ng Bula FM e Golden Point Resort basendo nambando ana here binaka.
Bula binaka na dang ko tevita utu ngoi 90 ando talita wale warong ng Bula FM nambando ana ser.
Na dang ko makilesi werkraki NSB ng Bula FM nambando ana ser.
Hello nga ratu kitchen ng Tabo ando talita na warong ng Bula FM nambando ana ser ngo lusu.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spade. This is FBC News. Tonight, Prime Minister tours cyclone-ravaged north. Australia adopts 26 cyclone-affected schools. An employment minister to secure more jobs in Australia. Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama is currently in Vanua-Levu visiting schools in the Boer province that were severely affected by TC Winston. Our northern correspondent Eleanor View reports the primary focus of the tour is getting schools back to normal.
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama kicked off his tour by visiting Vuya District School in Nambowa, Lumbua to see the situation there almost 2 months after the cyclone hit.
After this, you put the ceiling and the roofing iron and it is finished. You don't have to wait. Little things like this, we need to do it now. Unless it is completely destroyed, then we have to wait. If not, we have to start rebuilding straight away.
At Solebu in Boa, the Prime Minister stopped at Immaculate Conception College. Principal Kenisi Bolawala told him of the urgent need for staff quarters. At Mbaravi Primary School, head teacher Dharmendra Rao briefed the Prime Minister of the status of rehabilitation.
Your generator for the school is here and your water tank. We should bring another water tank.
Nandi District School, also one of the most severely affected schools, was the next stop, with classrooms, teachers' quarters and the dining hall all gone.
I'm talking to the engineers so they can start repairs on some schools that we have visited so far. They can start work on these repairs before the assistants arrive.
Prime Minister also handed over food packs and generators. He continues his tour of the affected schools today. Eleanor View, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama has urged the people of Mboa to be patient as government's rehabilitation assistance will reach everyone who is affected. Eleanor View again with this report.
Speaking to villagers of Nasawana in Mboa, Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama reiterated government's plans to assist those whose homes were destroyed by Tropical Cyclone Winston.
There are plans in place by government to assist all of you that were affected by Tropical Cyclone Winston. We have $1,500, $3,000 and $7,000 assistance. In the next few weeks, Social Welfare will visit you and hold meetings. After that, cards will be distributed and you can use that card to buy building materials from the hardware companies.
He told villagers of Vuya that under this new initiative, no one will be able to cheat the system, as it is designed mainly for those who really need assistance with rebuilding their homes.
I am stressing that you cannot use the cards at MH or courts to buy a fridge or a TV. It will only be accepted by various hardware companies.
At Nawaindo village, the Prime Minister called for understanding from the villagers after concerns were raised on the delay of the cyclone assistance payout from the Fiji National Provident Fund.
I am telling you to expect some delays in the assistance because Cyclone Winston nearly hit the whole part of Fiji, and you cannot expect to feed your FNPF from today and take your money tomorrow. You need to be patient.
This is the Prime Minister's first visit to the people of Boa since Tropical Cyclone Winston hit almost 2 months ago. Eleanor View, FBC News.
The Australian government has adopted 26 schools affected by Tropical Cyclone Winston as part of the Adopt a School program. The team was in Savu yesterday visiting two of the adopted schools, the Savu and Aweni district schools, to provide education kits. Akusita Thale reports.
Australia continues to play a lead role in rebuilding lives and infrastructure in TC Winston affected areas. This literacy and numeracy kits is an additional learning resource for the children.
What we're doing here today is to have another look at those schools to see what we can help with and how we can best assist the children of Fiji to get back into the classrooms and get the best learning that they can.
3 classrooms in Aweni District School were damaged, forcing 148 students and 8 teachers to make other arrangements to ensure classes aren't affected.
Last year it was only wish that the Australian government to adopt this school. And here we are 2 weeks ago. We have a phone call from the AGAP stating that they'll adopt this school. So we are happy.
The assistance provided by international partners have come in handy.
Australia and other governments have also provided assistance to ensure that children are well fed when they are in school, while their parents are spending time to organize their homes and organize the extended family members in the villages.
The Australian government is having talks in Canberra to adopt more schools for repairs and rebuilding. Akusita Thale, FBC News.
Employment Minister Semi Lavesa will head a delegation to Australia next week to negotiate more workers for the seasonal workers program. While there, the minister will look into claims of exploitation, with some workers claiming they were paid less than $16 a week. Maggie Boyle with the story.
There are 183 Fijians working in Australia under the Seasonal Workers Program. Employment Minister Semi Lavesa says their priority is to increase these numbers.
We are going to visit the farms and our workers and also have discussions with government. Our emphasis and the main reason for us going is to secure more work for our rural and isolated parts of Fiji. That's the main issue.
Asked about the issue of those 13 Fijian workers who claim they've been underpaid, Lavesa says they'll look into it.
Of course, this will give us the opportunity to talk to the workers and the employers, and this will give us a better understanding of the issues. We have basic understanding on what has been passed around in the media, but the issue for us now is to establish the facts.
The issue has also been covered on social media, with one Fijian worker claiming to be left with no money at all after deductions.
This is a problem that we will sort out after we get all the facts.
At the end of next week, the minister will be hoping to not only secure more jobs under the program, but also to get some clarity on whether or not Fijian workers are being exploited. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
A 21-year-old mother is under investigation for abandoning her 8-month-old baby at a rubbish dump on Sunday night. It is alleged the woman committed the offence after an argument with her de facto husband. The baby was found by a 37-year-old woman and her husband after they heard cries. The baby has been examined and is now with his father after consultation with the Social Welfare Department. Investigations continue. Still to come on FBC News, alternative water sources being identified on Koro Island. And assessment reveals schools do not meet building codes. Stay with us.
Namaste, Golden Point Resort. Raki Raki Me. Mirchi FM is garam garam. Mirchi FM is hot.
I'm Sanjay Tabuake. Mirchi FM is hot.
I'm Harshana. I love Mirchi FM. It's hot in Lautoka.
Hi, मैं अविनाश हूँ. मैं लंबासा से बोल रहा हूँ. मैं हमेशा मिर्ची FM सुन रहा हूँ. मिर्ची FM is so hot.
मैं शालिनी देवी from Covert Avenue. जैसे आँख खुलती है वैसे मिर्ची FM मुझे मस्त कर देती है. मिर्ची FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Suva High Court today issued a warning to one of the accused allegedly involved in the $600,000 Public Works Department scam to get his counsel in the next sitting. Former PW who was charged with abuse of office, causing a loss and obtaining a financial advantage, along with 9 other former employees, informed the court that his lawyer is studying and could not come to court. High Court Judge Justice Priyantha Fernando has warned Orion to inform his counsel to make an appearance on record as the case is called every week. FICAC had laid charges against 11 former employees in 2013. However, one of the accused has passed away. The case will be called next Wednesday. A team from the Water Authority of Fiji has carried out an assessment in Koro Island and Vanuatu on viable water sources. Chief Executive Opeta Ravai says they are assessing the report to decide on their next steps. Savarat Tambua has more.
The Water Authority of Fiji has been carrying out assessments on Koro Island to identify new water sources. The island suffered severe damage due to tropical cyclone Winston.
They need to look at the yield of the water sources. Is there enough water to service the villages, the demand, the hydraulics of the system, where's the best place to place the reservoir, and also the concurrence or the acceptance of the landowners to build these systems on their land. That's very important.
Opeta Ravai says a similar assessment will be carried out in Vanuatu.
While the design and planning team will work on that, they will now head to Vanuatu to do similar work of assessment and possible water sources that they could use for all the villages in Vanuatu.
The Water Authority will finalize designs and costing of building new water systems in the next 2 weeks. Total damage to the water system, both in the rural and urban areas by Winston, is estimated at $15 million. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
An assessment by the Fiji Institute of Engineers reveals that some schools in Fiji fail to meet the building codes and standards. Ellen Stolz reports the Education Ministry was not aware of this.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says the ministry is only responsible for the 12 government-owned schools and was unaware of the status of the other schools.
All the other schools are owned by faith-based groups or committees, and they undertake construction, and we did not or do not have any right over that. But those buildings are anyway supposed to be approved by the local government authorities, and that's where I think things have not gone right.
The Fiji Institute of Engineers have been working voluntarily to help the government carry out assessments on the damage to infrastructure after Tropical Cyclone Winston. This is when the revelation was made that some school buildings have not met the standard requirement.
Many of the public buildings, including schools, erected in the past, have failed to meet established building code standards, let alone the higher standards we are going to require in the future. This includes certain buildings financed by our development partners that have not met the required standards. This must never be allowed to happen again.
The local government authorities should have done periodic check through their engineers. I think somewhere something has gone wrong.
Dr. Reddy says a lot of factors need to be considered when dealing with this issue. But in the meantime, his ministry is focusing on helping students and schools get back to some form of normalcy. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The Consumer Council of Fiji has received more complaints over the weekend against the online boutique Desi Fashion House. Consumers that ordered items from this online boutique have shown their frustration by commenting and sending emails to the Consumer Council of Fiji. The council has to date received 17 complaints worth over $4,000.
Over the weekend, consumers have realized that they have been duped by Desi Fashion House. Complainants have lodged not only their complaint but also submitted the evidences as well.
The administrator of the online boutique made a number of changes to the page once the reports of alleged scam were highlighted in the media. The Vodafone Fiji ATH Foundation, in partnership with the Spinal Injury Association and PhysioNet UK, today donated over $1.2 million worth of mobility aid and appliances to the physically impaired community. This is the 8th such consignment, together with medical consumables and other products. The equipment will be divided and distributed accordingly to the hospitals. Since its inception in 2005, the foundation has contributed over $18 million towards health, education, economic development, and women, youth and children empowerment. And Vashnil is next with sports.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening.
Yandra, I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Fbctv. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Valeu. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marida Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Silipa from Tabor Town. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the
Good evening. The Vodafone Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan has made it clear that he will consider majority of the local players for the Rio Olympic Games. Ryan revealed he has 5 overseas players in his mind that will be tested in the remaining tournaments before he names the Olympic squad.
I think there's 5 overseas boys that we're going to give a run out to in Paris and London that are playing either in the UK or France. You know, world-class players, just all on really. You get injuries now. 1 month, 2 month injuries, we're close. We've won 3 titles. We'd like to win more titles than we won last year, so that means taking out 2 out of the next 3. Personally, I'd love to go to London and win that.
The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team cancelled its training session after arriving in Singapore this morning. Coach Ben Ryan expected to take the boys through their pieces at about 5:30 p.m. in the first training session leading up to the game time. However, a 6-hour delay in the flight meant the team now needs some time to recover before hitting the pitch. The team will instead focus on a gym session this afternoon. This is also favorable since Singapore has been experiencing heavy rain all day. Also in the team were Emosi Molevoro, Nemani Nangusa and Alifreti Vaitokani. Fiji's top international referee James Bollambiu has been named in the 12-member panel for the Olympic Games. And the Hong Kong Sevens runner-up New Zealand also jetted into Singapore early this morning. 3 players have been called into the All Blacks Sevens team for this weekend Singapore Sevens as injury replacement. Kirikiri, Josh Van Lieshout and Isaac Teaute will fly to Singapore tonight. Sam Dixon, Tim Mickelson and Lewis Omon has been ruled out due to injuries. DJ Forbes is with the team but is highly likely to miss the Singapore Sevens. The Super Football team has been all but bundled out of the Oceania Football Confederation Champions League. This is after the side were handed their second loss, going down to Hekari United by 3-0. Suva next plays AS Losio on Saturday, while a day before Nandi faces AS Magenta. Both matches will be played at 1 p.m. and you can watch it live on FBCTV. Army Green and Army Red will be among the top seeds for the Fiji Bita Nawaka Sevens title in Nandi this weekend. Lack of training sidetracked their training for the annual tournament, but officials are confident of bringing the title to Dalinambua this year. Chale Dodakadaka reports.
Training under the guidance of former National Sevens rep Chope Tuikambe, the Army Green and Army Red sides will overlook a slight delay in their training to stake their claim for the Nawaka Sevens title.
Well, we've been preparing for last 2 weeks since the Winston aftermath, but we're preparing for this weekend, Nawaka Sevens.
Telecom Fiji Warriors flanker Aminasi Nava is the only notable player in the group, with a host of new faces joining the squad over the 2-day tournament.
I think with these new players, it won't be tough for the Army in this weekend's competition.
The delay in training won't dampen the 2 sides' preparations as they gun for glory in the Nawaka Sevens this weekend. Talento Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
Former Australian Olympian Shane Gould will be the guest speaker at the Fiji Sports Awards on Friday. Gould, who has been tagged as world's greatest swimmer ever, is the only woman to win 5 individual medals at the Olympic Games. The former champion is looking forward to sharing her rich background with the Fijian athletes.
I'd have quite a strong connection to Fiji. When I was a child, I grew up in Fiji, went to Nandi Airport School. And if you ever go to Nandi Airport School, there's a little trophy there with my name on it, the under-7 school swimming champion. So the beginnings of my swimming career started in Fiji. And then for the last 10 years, I was counting up in my passport, I've been to Fiji 17 times and conducted swimming programs.
There are 89 nominees for 11 categories, and the awards night will be held at the Vodafone Arena in Suva on Friday. Well, that's it from Sports Desk. Good evening.
Westpac Banking Corporation has provided a $20,000 sponsorship for the Fijian Tourism Expo 2016 for the third consecutive year. Westpac has made the donation for the third year. Tourism Fiji's Executive Chair Truman Bradley acknowledged Westpac as a key partner for the growth of Fiji's tourism industry.
FTE is the premier event in the tourism industry, the Fiji Tourism Expo, and it really has been going from strength to strength in the last 3 years, and Westpac has been a part of that every year. So we're grateful for them to be a part of it again this year.
The Fijian Tourism Expo will be held from the 3rd to the 5th of May at the Sheraton Convention Centre in Denarau. The South Pacific Tourism Organization is confident that their annual exchange will stimulate visitor arrivals to our shores, not only for short-haul but long-haul markets as well. 80 tourism operators from the Pacific and 80 buyers from source markets will come together to network and do business. SPTO Chief Executive Officer Ilisoni Vuindraketi says over the last 2 years the exchange has provided reliable information to the buyers and wholesalers.
The wholesalers out in the source markets are able to better sell these products. So when they say weddings in Fiji, what are the types of wedding products, what are the cost issues, what are the other logistical issues as related to this niche market. So when you strengthen information sharing, they're able to sell better.
The South Pacific Tourism Exchange will be held in Australia next month. Fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today. Lambasa once again recorded the highest temperature at 32 degrees, followed by Ba at 31. Suva, Nadi and Lautoka recorded 30, while Savusavu was on the lowest at 29. Tomorrow's forecast is for cloudy periods with brief showers about the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, fine apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers, rain and thunderstorms developing over the northern part of the group later tomorrow, rough seas. And the further outlook is for Thursday, occasional rain and few thunderstorms over most places. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama is currently visiting cyclone-ravaged Vanuatu. The Australian government has adopted 26 schools affected by tropical cyclone Winston as part of the Adopt a School program, and a 21-year-old mother is under investigation for abandoning her 8-month-old baby at a rubbish dump on Sunday night. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to the poll question for this week, we are asking: are there too many fake online boutiques in operation? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us by Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Bye for now.
एलिन लटका में मिर्ची एफएम को लॉक कर दिया जाए। मिर्ची एफएम, इट्स हॉट।
हम नकाशी से साइमान है, हम वेजिटेबल जैसे नंबर 1 है, वैसे मिर्ची एफएम नंबर 1 है।
माय नेम इज दिनेश, हम नैंडी में काम करता है स्लीपिंग जायंट जिपलाइन में, और मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट, आई लाइक इट।
मिर्ची एफएम, इट्स हॉट।